I have a confession, and I said this to an English amigo of mine who I've known for a very long time. Every 2 years, I have something that I truly enjoy. Whenever England, the story of England at these World Cups and at these Euros, because I know a lot of English people and I spend some time in England and so forth, England in these Euros and World Cup is more dramatic, more engrossing than any Hollywood film. Forget Marvel movies, forget the Oscars, forget everything. The most engrossing, dramatic experience you will have are England in these competitions because they care so much. And there is so much intrigue and there's so much backlog and there's so much story behind all of these tournaments. So thus they embark on another journey again against Russia. Russia are a team who, for me, the last time Russia were really relevant was in 1994. When they beat Cameroon like 5-1, 6-1, where that guy scored like 5 Gs. So times have changed, and Russia were very, very disappointing at the 2014 World Cup, and one of their best players, Zhakoyev, in playing. But I think Zherkov, who's a very good player, I think the left-sided winger. But for England, man, I've said it out there, I worry about that defense. That defense, I'm not too sure about. Midfield has some great things in that main midfield, and there are some things that I'm not too sure about in that main midfield as well. If England has to do anything in this Euros, and I'm not saying they're going to win it, but if they're going to do anything, it's that attack. Because that's a very interesting attack. That's a very interesting attack. Because you see the amount of Gs that Vardy scored, the amount of Gs that Kane scored. Sturridge, who I believe is technically the best striker that they have, footballing-wise. And you've got the young buck, Rashford. You've got the young buck, Rashford as well. So you have 4 very interesting options. And if Hodgson is smart, I'd roll with like a 4-3-3 or I know that means you're thin in midfield and everything, but a 4-3-3 really can be a 4-5-1 when you don't have the ball, but when you're attacking, can be a 4-3-3. Because for me, when you have those talents like that, use them. Don't just go to a 4-4-2, and be like that. But then again, it's like, it just depends whether England can play that. But I just feel that, for England will only do well if they go in here with a realistic target. And the people and the fans have to realize that you cannot go into these tournaments thinking you're going to win. England should not be mentioned as favourites because they're not favourites. The favourites are Spain, Germany, France. That's the pool. And then you have maybe like a Portugal locking in and around there. England are not in that conversation because they're not earned that right to be in that conversation. Portugal, because they've got Cristiano. Spain, Germany, and France because of their hosts, Spain and Germany because of their recent successes. So they deserve to be in that favourite stack. England do not. But what England have is people, I don't see them as favourites. They can come under the radar because they have some very interesting players. Like Dele Alli is an interesting player. Ross Barkley is a very interesting player that can cause some serious damage because there is speed in this team, there's directness in this team, there's physicality, and there's tenacity in this team. If Hodgson channels England, plays to their strengths, and they go for teams, because that's the key thing. The thing for England is, if they don't have any pressure, they say, enjoy yourselves, play freely, just play freely. England can do damage. What will hurt England is if they play with those chains, with those heavy boulders on their shoulders, and they're like, oh my gosh, a nation expects we need to do this, then they will fail. They will succeed if it's like, guys, man, let's play. We are young guys. Guys are 20, 21, 24. We're young guys. Let's just go out and enjoy ourselves. Just play freely. And if England do that, they can shock guys. They can really hit guys because there is some serious danger because speed can kill. As guys speed does kill, and speed can do some serious damage, which is what England have. But within against Russia, they've got to go at them because for Russia, the guys who are like, And even speaking to a Russian amigo of mine, he's not even confident with this Russian team. But again, for England, if they are playing a bit too with inhibitions, that is how they can fail, and they can make defensive mistakes. The midfield worries me, because I don't think that is a midfield that can dominate. So for England, they've got to recycle that ball quickly through that midfield. They've got to hit it and hit it hard and just quickly move that ball around quickly, because I don't think this team is built for possession-based football and keeping the ball. But what they can do is hit teams hard on the counter, and if teams sit in deep, they've got to bring in guys like a Sturridge and who can go outside the box and try and take those shots. But the key thing for Hodgson is that he must not be afraid to make changes. If Vardy and Kane doesn't work, don't enforce it. Bring in Sturridge. Bring in Rashford. Don't just bring in Rashford for a damn safari. Bring him in as another option who can do something, because that young boy, that guy is raring to go. But so really for Russia, again, I think Jacques Kriev is a huge miss. That guy is a very good, skillful player. So for Russia, I mean, they're always good on the ball, technically good on the ball, and they know how to play the game, but they just lack that cutting edge, which is why I was so disappointed in them in that World Cup, because I was like, I saw good players, but I didn't see, that penetration. That penetration to really move things forward and further things, really. So I'm going to go with a 2-1 to England. I'm going to go to a 2-1 to England. I was thinking maybe a 1-1, but I'm going to just go for a 2-1 to England. I think they will pull through this game. I think they will pull through this game, because I think defensively they may concede a G, but I think they will override it with some G's either from maybe Rooney or even Kane, or perhaps your boy Vardy. But yeah, man, it's all down to Hodgson. If Hodgson is brave and is imaginative, he can do something with this, because you have to use those 4 options. And you're going to use those 4 options in dynamic ways. It can't just be like, oh, Kane doesn't work here, Sturridge. Oh, he doesn't work. No. Play Sturridge out wide. Play Vardy out wide. Play with 3 men. Play with the one up top and 2 behind them. Because again, if you vary things and you keep things interesting up in that attack, it asks questions of that defense, and it makes the defense of your opposing team having to think. So Hodgson has to be imaginative with what he does in attack, so it offsets their deficiencies in midfield and defense. So look, man, it's going to be fun. Remember, follow me on Twitter at HalfHopeHot. I'm on Twitter, and to subscribe, hit the subscribe button down the bottom right hand corner. And guys, I'm going to be doing my post-match analysis straight after the match. It's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. I can't wait.
Remember to keep up to date with the latest blog posts, and also remember to comment below using your Facebook or your Twitter accounts in the Discuss comments.